Welcome to the Peak Performance and Peak Satisfaction podcast with Master Executive Coach Sherry Gregoff. Sherry helps business people perform better, get rewarded handsomely, and actually enjoy their work. After having her own career turnaround, she now helps other high-powered business professionals experience the same. Join the movement to work differently.
Welcome to the podcast. It's great to have you here. I have many clients tell me that they are bad at self-promotion because it's not aligned with their values, but they receive feedback that it's holding back their career advancement. While this can feel like a lose-lose situation where you can either self-promote against your will or plateau in your career, I would offer there is a middle ground available to you. In this episode, I show you how to increase your visibility in an authentic way and love your reasons for doing so. Before we jump in, I want to shout out one of my clients who had a win in this area. Here is the quote from her. Sherry showed me how a simple email of appreciation and acknowledgement could go a long way for my team, cross-functional partners, and leadership. I usually skip that step, but that isn't helping any of us. This client was delivering with excellence. All the metrics about her performance and her team were stellar, but she was given feedback that something was missing. She wasn't playing the game, so to speak. Her peers were advocating for themselves, creating opportunities for visibility, and she was perceived as more of an unknown quantity by leadership. The running assumption was that she lacked confidence and was having a smaller impact than she was in reality because it wasn't well known. Those closest to her work advised her to share more because she was doing the work at the highest level and leadership wanted others to follow suit. We took a closer look at the exact reasons why she wasn't doing this. It felt unnatural, unnecessary, and like self-promotion, which didn't match up with her leadership identity as a servant leader. She felt like she did the work because it was the right thing to do and needed to get done, not for the promotion or the merit. In this discussion, we uncovered all the selfless reasons to create visibility for the work that she was not doing alone, and how that would help her team, her partners, her leadership, and the business. We wrapped with specific next steps that she would take, even if they felt unfamiliar, to see what different results these different actions would create. Similar victories are shared by all of my clients, and I have experienced it too in my own career turnaround. So let's hop to today's podcast content and get you on your way to experiencing this also. The first protest that I hear when suggesting increased visibility is that it's not in our nature. It's not who we are. We may think it's our personality that stops us from promoting our work. My introverts point this out, that they would rather keep to themselves, that being vocal about their own work and results feels like an absolute chore. My perfectionists say their work is never worthy of praise or visibility. They don't see themselves as experts, so why would someone else want to listen to them? If they had a win, they discount it as being good luck or someone else's doing, or not big enough compared to the standards that they hold themselves to. For these attribute-based objections, when we might feel like receiving feedback to increase our visibility goes against our own personality, I would suggest that calling it your personality is only hurting you. By labeling it this way, you are making your leadership style out to be immovable. If it's who you are, then by definition, making any tweaks to it will be contorting yourself or posing as someone you are not. While this feels so true, I assure you, it is not. When I was a child, I was shy. I felt self-conscious. I didn't like to speak in front of groups. I was slow to open up to people I didn't know. People called me shy. It was said over me constantly. This is a personality attribute that I could have owned. I could have called it innate. I could have wished that I could change it somehow, but then didn't. I could have embraced it as a reason to let myself off the hook on connecting with others. These days, I am not shy. I am the person making conversation in the elevator and exchanging information with complete strangers while out in public. People fascinate me. I feel curious when interacting with others and quick to chime in. I like to put people at ease and make them feel seen. I post content on social media daily. Do I love being visible? Not naturally, no. Do I love helping people by injecting hope and insight in their newsfeed daily? Yes, absolutely. Is the vulnerable visibility worth the results that people write me about from my free content alone? Yes, indeed it is. I share this about me because I want you to know that whatever you think is a personality attribute of yours that is holding you back in your career, know that it's just a story. You can evolve your leadership style without feeling phony or forced. Whatever dread you have in receiving feedback that you feel you can't incorporate because of your personality, or even worse, that feedback feels like a negative verdict because of who you are at your core. We are flipping that on its head today. This is good news, by the way. We aren't set in stone or set in our ways. We can evolve and grow. And it is natural. In addition to our personality or self-concept, there are 3 main reasons why we resist visibility. 1, you may be telling yourself that it's self-serving. Any time spent tooting your own horn is company time that you are squandering. Here we think that our best interests and that of the company are at odds. But think about it. If that were true, why would your leader be telling you to promote your work more? It would never happen. We don't receive feedback for our own good that hurts the company. Your leader is telling you to promote your work because it's good for business and good for you. So if it's the self-serving part of this that has got you stuck, I have a perspective shift for you. Many of my clients get stuck in the definition they have of humility. They think they will never be expert at their craft. They talk themselves down and do it often to counteract pride. I would describe it as training to think less of themselves, to underestimate the value they bring. I would offer you a different definition of humility. It's not thinking less of yourself and your value. It's thinking of yourself less often. So not downplaying the value you can bring to others, but simply refocusing on others instead of yourself. This is how we use our gifts to serve others and to step out of the vicious cycle of being our own worst critic and trying to tell ourselves we aren't as good as we think. We are going to do this right here with this first blocker to visibility being this story that it's selfish or self-serving. Let's turn outward to the people and the organization around us. Identify why more visibility of your work that you have done with others would be good for business and for the people inside and outside your organization. How does the business benefit from more visibility of your work? How does your leader benefit? Your leader's leader, your team, your peers, your clients. Actually take yourself through this thought exercise. I did this with multiple clients this last week, and their answers were pretty powerful. Your boss gets accolades for having a team member, i.e. you, with these successes. Your boss has an easier time of promoting you and recognizing you with their leadership support and knowledge of your work. Your team feels like they are part of a winning organization and under good care. Your team feels proud of the outcomes. Your team feels recognized for their contributions towards the win. Your peers or cross-functional partners feel recognized for their participation. Your team reaps the benefits of having your asks for resources or funding approved more often because of the known ROI of your team. Your clients benefit from the work that has been done and they understand the effort involved. We could go on about boards, shareholders, industry groups, and more. Answer these questions for yourself and see exactly how increasing your visibility helps every stakeholder around you. If servant leadership is your thing, turns out creating more visibility and exposure is in everyone's best interests. You will see this firsthand as you do this exercise. If being selfless is important to you as a core value, then get specific here and see how this is a selfless act to do what might be unnatural or uncomfortable for you in order to benefit everyone around you. 2, you may be telling yourself that it's inefficient. Results speak for themselves. This also feels so true. Work hard and people will take notice. Someone will take care of you. You may have been given this advice many times over. If a tree falls in the forest without anyone to hear it, does it make a sound? You could have had a massive impact to the business, but I assure you, in today's busy and rushed work environment, where we just keep aiming higher and don't often celebrate our wins, it is improbable that there is a well-meaning leader combing what's happening in the organization to find the unsung heroes behind these positive milestones. Leaders have a hard enough time remembering to thank someone who clearly was responsible for significant wins, even when they're right in front of them. We must take time to create visibility, or it is a guarantee that the recognition will never come. You may have a unicorn leader who does this really well and has absolved you of the responsibility to do it for yourself. I would note that that will likely only last for a time, so don't rob yourself of this opportunity to build the skill that will serve you no matter what leader you report to and their style. You can do awesome things and be completely overlooked. Here's what it looks like. You serve clients at the highest level. Clients are gushing over your contributions. You don't tell your leader about it. Your client never interacts with your leader. Then you're surprised that it's not touted in your performance review. Maybe you generate significant revenue for your business. There are metrics, so you assume it's transparent. But these reports don't go to all the decision makers. Your boss isn't highlighting your absolute and relative contribution to their leadership. Your boss also wants to keep everyone happy, so defaults to spreading recognition and rewards across their team like peanut butter. Everybody gets some. You are surprised when your performance rating and compensation are not differentiated based on your revenue production. When you don't articulate your value add and ensure there is visibility of your contributions, you are creating inefficiencies. Trust me, people want to know who is contributing in a big way. Leaders want to reward and recognize it, to incentivize it to continue, and to retain top talent. But if all the key stakeholders don't know, they won't. Then high performers get demotivated or leave, and everyone loses. What is most efficient in an organization is transparent sharing of information so that decisions made are educated. If your promotion, compensation, scope, resourcing, approvals were all being withheld because you weren't making your contributions clear, you would absolutely make a change starting today. Consider candidly whether this might be impacting you and indicative of your situation in any way right now. 3, it's uncomfortable because you're telling yourself that no one wants to hear it. This argument we already poked some holes in with how your boss will have an easier time getting you title, compensation, scope, opportunities, and funding the more you make your work visible. But let's zoom out a bit. This idea that no one wants to hear about your work and its impact. It's fascinating how we tell ourselves this, even about our one-on-ones with our managers. Whether you're letting your leader, their leader, cross-functional partners, or peers of your leadership know about your work and impact, consider for a moment how good news is received in your organization. While yes, there can be some healthy or not so healthy competition within the business, you do rise and fall together. Hearing positive progress means more success in the business, which means better outcomes for everyone there. Shareholders, owners, leaders, team members. Just like anyone might cringe hearing of layoffs elsewhere within the business, good news for the business is welcomed. So when we think no one wants to hear it, really ask yourself why you are assuming that is. Usually underneath, it's a reticence to take up space, physical space and airtime. You may have a story that what you are doing isn't that important, or that you aren't worthy of taking the spotlight. Assuming people will judge you for promoting yourself is typically a clear indicator that you judge your peers when you feel they are self-promoting. Ask yourself, what's that about? Maybe the thought is that you wish you had that success to promote. Maybe you feel it's unnecessary or inefficient or self-serving. Here's the fun part. How does doing it bode for them? Who is helped by them? Now for the verdict. Was there net positive from them taking that action? Is the only negative blowback from people judging that the win shouldn't have been shared in that way, or that it wasn't the whole story? In both cases, whether the win was earned the right way or overstated, the risk of taking that action is pretty slim in terms of measurable impact. The benefits, as we covered before, were pretty lengthy. In the name of those benefits, could you care a little less about whether others are judging you or what opinions they have about your publicizing a win? Consider whether you may be the only one that has negative thoughts about it. Is this the time to tiptoe around what opinions other people have? Or is it time to own your wins and celebrate the team? With every new level of leadership can come the discomfort of owning that seat. Visibility is a part of this. I have given you the mindset upgrades available, but it's up to you to choose the growth. I find that growth is on the other side of embracing discomfort. It wouldn't really be growth without some discomfort, right? So do an experiment this week and see how it feels. All right, so we see the thinking traps that keep us from increasing our visibility and the clear rationale for why everyone benefits when we embrace it. But now what? How do we do this in a way that is truly authentic and genuine, that doesn't make us squirm or shudder as we do it? Here's 3 ideas. 1. Send the email. You know the one. Your team or a cross-functional group you led got the job done, and now you have a window to acknowledge the efforts and let stakeholders know that the group delivered. You come up with a million reasons not to. You've got other things to do. It seems unnecessary. Feels like tooting your own horn. You've got to get the messaging perfect because of the wide group it will go to. Send the email. Send it for the team that gave you their all. Celebrate them. Make sure you recognize everyone who had a part. Copy their managers. Copy your leadership. Place a call so that a few responses come back acknowledging the team. Make it as easy as possible for those who are able to reward this effort by making it transparent. Know that your leader will remember what happens when they ask you to drive. Know that your team will be ready to work with you again, having felt appreciated and like credit was given where it was due. Send it, because no matter how uncomfortable it feels for you, it's not really about you. It's about the team and the business and positive momentum. Send the email. 2. Start the conversation. If you are not using your one-on-ones to accomplish your objectives, it's time to get to work. A key part of connecting with your leader regularly is making sure they know the details that otherwise would be invisible. Articulate the value that you have added over the period since you last met and year to date. Your leader is likely juggling a lot, maybe even just trying to stay head above water. Don't rely on them to guess or infer what value you are adding. Make it crystal clear, both the tangible and intangible benefits to the organization, what you accomplished, how you did it, who cared, and gave you feedback. This is how you create visibility around your work. Otherwise, it goes unknown. No one likes to be the unsung hero. I assure you that your leader will be happy to hear good news of the value you are adding. In fact, I would argue they need to hear it, for both of your sakes. Your leader has many direct reports and other responsibilities. The person responsible for keeping tabs on your contribution is you. And it's your responsibility to keep it up to date throughout the year and post your manager on it. This gives them context for evaluating your performance, assessing your readiness for promotion, deciding your compensation, and offering you a broader scope of role. This shouldn't feel like showy self-promotion. You are in your seat to deliver. Now report back on that assignment with exactly how you are delivering. That is the expectation. Don't miss it because of drama in your head. As you create this routine and start receiving the appreciation from your leader, you will want to do this regularly. So just start now. Have the conversation. 3. Ask for the exposure. Now you have reported out to make visible what you are already doing. The last step is to create more visibility. This is a case where your leader may be preoccupied with much and not proactively considering what exposure you should be given for more visibility. You can drive the conversation by asking your leader which relationships you should be cultivating. Ask your leader what opportunities would create good exposure and let you expand your impact in the organization. Even if they don't have an answer for you right at that moment, they can take it away and think about what exposure they should be giving you. Like anything else we ask for, if you don't ask, your leader will assume you are good with the status quo, happy to keep doing what you are doing and not looking to grow your impact. The only way your leader will know is if you ask. And before you think this is selfish or self-serving, remind yourself that you are asking for more opportunities to contribute and make a positive impact to the business. There is no leader who doesn't want to be asked by a team member to do more work at the next level. This is music to their ears. It gives them a chance to delegate something off of their plate. So speak up and ask for the visibility. Okay, those are your 3 next steps. Send the email, have the conversation, ask for more exposure. The key differentiator to this approach is the following. For the same reason why I start every coaching session by asking my clients to find and then celebrate their wins since our last session, this is a muscle that we are building. The more we celebrate wins for the business, the more people want to create them. The more that everyone feels a part of a winning team, the more momentum is created. Contrast this with how you feel when on a team where they can't seem to catch a break and the future seems uncertain. There's an undeniable vibe that sets the tone within a business. When wins are visible and celebrated, they tend to multiply. People believe that more success is possible and set out to make that belief true. When even wins are kept quiet or invisible, it can be demoralizing, where everyone's there, working, making an effort, and it doesn't seem to be bearing returns. As a leader, we have a responsibility to express appreciation and celebrate our people. I have seen countless times teams feeling underappreciated and that the work becomes a grind. Slowly, drive and engagement dissipates as a result. It can feel unnatural at first, this recognition of wins and even progress, but I assure you that people have a need for it, whether they state it or not. Avoid this common pitfall for managers by recognizing progress and wins early, often, and publicly. Yes, that may mean some of the visibility will be yours. Take the win and then keep going. Don't skip this step. It's good for business and good for careers. Until next time.
Looking for support in applying the principles and strategies in today's episode? Sherry coaches clients one-on-one as their trusted confidant and advisor, helping each client create the work and life they had only dreamed of. To schedule your complimentary career strategy session, go to sherrygregoff.com/apply to book time with her today. It's one simple step that can change everything.